So I think we covered enough on the cluster specific essays, which is for 200 words and they have to write two of them. Any insights on personal essay? I think that's 300 words and they ask something beyond what you've already given in the application that would make a strong case for you. It can be a talent or a skill or an interest or a work you've done. So they give many options. So what are your thoughts or perspectives on your approaching the personal essay for Cosmos?
Try keeping it as much all of us want to make a personal essay very vulnerable and very insightful. I think something which is even if you're going to talk about a dance, if you're going to talk about something which you've done, perseverance and like which is the UC mantra anyway, which is focus less on the who, what, why, or who, what, when. Focus more on the why and the feelings that you generated. And remember, the audience this time is different. When you apply to the UC applications in college, the audience could be a history student or an English student who is reading the application. Here, it's the professors reading it, and they're looking for interest in their like they can only select 20, 25 students for that cohort. So if your answer is going to be about how you overcame an adversity in taekwondo, or how you broke your leg and you fixed it around, or how you had an aha moment when you saw a homeless person, it's cute, but it's not you're applying to a research program. You're not applying to Ivy League schools. You're not applying to a Jesuit school. So I think the answer has to be fairly cut and dry in STEM of some kind. It has to look STEM-ish.
Again, I guess even if they're talking about a talent or something built up through fencing or taekwondo, it is fair enough to say, remember that that is only a jumping board for you. But what you learn from there and bring and connect it to, I use these skills I developed from there, perseverance, curiosity to know further, put in the hard work needed. I brought these into my academic setting through which I approached the science Olympiad and we built this project for robotics or something that shows you're able to translate the skills you take from elsewhere, but to bring it to your number one passion, which is what you're claiming for towards STEM for Cosmos, right? Like so.
Simple
So
answer.
lesson.
I've always been a lone wolf. I've been a control freak. I love to, because I really want to make things do well. And I've had a hard time delegating because I almost take these things very personally. And at one time I got kicked in my shins because of that very lone wolf attitude, where I landed up alienating my team and they lost interest. And ultimately, even though we won, I just felt like we had lost because I lost my friends. And over time, that mea culpa moment has stayed with me. And um, now that I look at science Olympiads, I do it a little differently. And that's a nice answer to communicate a tenacity, a focus, a dedication, a passion towards excellence. Um, and it could have very well started from Taekwondo, to your point.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, not because it's 300 words and you have to bring it to the moment, connect it with your curiosity and, purpose for STEM. Very less of storytelling, right? But evolve the essay in such a way that you're meeting the answers towards why you want to pursue your interest in STEM and Cosmos. And I think that would help them wrap up the story. Whatever you're starting with is just a jumping board. Bring out the values and try it to how you show passion for a subject, how you have applied to academics, how you have proved your worth. That would be the way they parcel the story.
The
So
ones I hate are the ones which say, and this is what I bring to Cosmos. This is why I'm so excited about. They start writing amazing things about Cosmos, and that's such a waste of space, because they've asked you a question, which is, tell me something which your transcripts don't talk about. How did Cosmos show up in that whole thing, right? And if they ask you something which is outside of your academics of what your transcript is showing, why you said going back and talking about, I was not very good at calculus and I did this trick to learn to fix this thing. It's like, don't be cheesy. Understand it's a professor. They have a low patience level in general. They are academically focused. They're not as inclined to listen to cute stories. They're not looking for a hook. They're looking for verbatim, complete your who, what, when in the first maybe 60, 70 words, and then spaghetti the entire thing around with your reflections, your epiphanies, your learnings, your growth, your mea culpa moments, your revelations, your newer insights, and don't leave it at the end with a question. Just don't try to be too smart. That's it.
Yeah, and don't introduce the Cosmos program to them. Like, don't waste the space by saying how great Cosmos is and introduce the program to them, because they run the program, they know how great it is. Bring it to what it means to you, why you are so you're so interested in going there, and tie it with showcasing your values and your dedication for science, I guess. I think
Cluster, right?